Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a complete and detailed breakdown of Linnea's full version 6.5 kit, and this time we are going through everything properly from start to finish. Lunar Crystallize is already one of the strongest reactions in the game right now, so this evaluation is based on the assumption that the reaction is already meta and performing at a high level in real content. Linnea is a 5-star Geo-Bao character built entirely around defense scaling, summon mechanics, and Lunar Crystallize amplification. She is not a traditional Geo main damage dealer. She is a reaction enabler, reaction amplifier, healer, and buffer combined into one slot. That kind of role compression is exactly what makes characters valuable in a reaction-focused meta. Let us start with her elemental skill, Tactics Lumia Ho-Ho. This skill revolves around her summon, Lumi. Depending on how you press the skill, Lumi behaves differently. If you tap the skill once, Lumi enters super awesome form and continuously attacks nearby enemies, dealing area of effect geo damage. Each attack deals 2 instances of geo damage. If a moon cage is nearby, Lumi additionally deals area of effect geo damage that is considered Lunar Crystallize reaction damage. This is very important. It means her summon does not just deal raw geo damage. It directly contributes to reaction damage. If you repeatedly tap the elemental skill, Linnea feeds Lumi energy. Once fully charged, Lumi enters ultimate awesome form and unleashes a powerful instance of area of effect geo damage that is treated as Lunar Crystallize reaction damage, then switches back to her normal state. So you have 2 built-in playstyles. A single tap gives you sustained off-field pressure and consistent reaction output. Repeated tapping gives you a front-loaded burst window for higher immediate damage. Additionally, repeatedly tapping the skill increases Linnea's interruption resistance, which makes her harder to stagger during setup. That improves consistency in high-pressure combat situations. Now let us clearly explain Lumi's forms. Super Awesome form is the sustained mode. Lumi continuously attacks with wild hammering, and each attack deals 2 instances of area of effect geo damage. If a moon cage is active, she alternates into powered heavy hammer attacks, and those are considered Lunar Crystallize reaction damage. Ultimate Awesome form is a single powerful megaton hammer strike that is treated as Lunar Crystallize reaction damage. Normal Awesome form is the weaker state, but it still provides consistent area of effect geo damage over time. Mechanically, Linnea is designed to maintain reaction uptime while also offering burst windows when needed. Now let us move to her elemental burst, Memo survival guide in dire straits. When activated, Linnea calls Lumi into super awesome form and immediately restores health points to all nearby party members. After that, she continues restoring health points to the active character for a short duration. The healing scales entirely based on Linnea's defense. If Lumi is already on the field when the elemental burst is used, her duration is reset instead of changing her attack form. This means her burst provides sustain and uptime extension at the same time. You do not need a separate healer if Linnea is built properly with enough defense. Now let us talk about her Ascension and passive talents, because this is where her real meta value appears. Field Observation Notes reduces geo-resistance of enemies near Lumi by 15%. Moonsign Full Radiance enhances her elemental skill and elemental burst, and after summoning Lumi, enemies near her receive an additional 15% geo-resistance reduction. That results in roughly 30% geo-resistance reduction around her summon. In a reaction meta built around geo-interactions, that is extremely strong. Compendium of All Living Things increases elemental mastery based on 5% of Linnea's defense. If the current on-field character is a Moonsign character, they gain the elemental mastery bonus. If not, Linnea gains it instead. This means stacking defense increases not only her healing and personal scaling, but also indirectly increases reaction damage through elemental mastery. Now the most important passive, Moonsign Ascendant Gleam. When a party member triggers a Hydro Crystallize reaction, it is converted into Lunar Crystallize instead. Additionally, based on Linnea's defense, the party's Lunar Crystallize base damage increases. Every 100 points of defense increases Lunar Crystallize base damage by 0.7%, up to a maximum of 14% through this method. This is direct reaction amplification scaling from defense. If Lunar Crystallize is already one of the strongest reactions in the game, this passive alone gives Linnea immediate value. She also increases the party's moon sign level by 1 simply by being in the team. Outside of combat, her utility passive modifies her aimed shot into an ultra-convenient quick arrow that can capture specific animals or instantly break specific ores. This does not affect combat power, but it adds exploration convenience. Now let us move to her constellations. Constellation 1 grants 6 stacks of Compendium Record when casting her elemental skill or triggering Moon Cage Harmony, lasting up to 18 stacks. When a party member deals Lunar Crystallize reaction damage, 1 stack is consumed to increase damage based on 75% of Linnea's defense. Lumi in Ultimate Awesome form can consume up to 5 stacks, each increasing damage based on 150% of her defense. This significantly increases her scaling potential. Constellation 2 is a major power spike. After triggering Moon Cage Harmony, nearby Hydro and Geo characters gain 40% critical damage for 8 seconds. Lumi in Ultimate Awesome form using the Mega Ton Hammer gains 150% critical damage. 40% team-wide critical damage in a reaction-focused meta is extremely powerful. Constellation 4 grants Linnea and the current on-field character 25% defense for 5 seconds after triggering Moon Cage Harmony. While Linnea is on the field, this defense bonus can stack. This further reinforces her defense scaling identity and increases both healing and reaction amplification. Constellation 6 dramatically enhances Constellation 1. When casting her elemental skill or triggering Moon Cage Harmony, she immediately gains maximum stacks of Compendium Record. Consuming stacks now consumes double, but the damage bonus is increased to 150% of the original value. Additionally, nearby party members' Lunar Crystallize reaction damage increases by 25%. This turns her into a dedicated Lunar Crystallize hyper amplifier. Now let's move to her signature weapon, Frostbound Oath. It's a 5-star bow with 542 base attack and 88.2% crit damage. It gives 16% defense. When her skill or Lunar Crystallize hits an enemy, she gains Frost Sprite's Reprisal for 6 seconds. That increases her Geo damage and Lunar Crystallize damage by 40%. And if a Moon Cage is nearby, teammates gain 20% Geo damage and 20% Lunar Crystallize damage. It works even off-field. That weapon is not optional if you're min-maxing. It double dips into both Geo damage and reaction damage while also giving defense scaling. If you plan to run her seriously in a Lunar Crystallize comp, this weapon is tailored for her kit. Generic crit bows won't match the reaction synergy. Now let us conclude clearly. At Constellation 0, Linnea is a defense-scaling Geo support who converts Hydro Crystallize into Lunar Crystallize, increases reaction-based damage, provides approximately 30% Geo resistance reduction, grants elemental mastery scaling, and heals the team. That alone makes her strong in a Lunar Crystallize meta. At Constellation 2, she becomes a premium reaction buffer with significant team-wide critical damage. At Constellation 6, she becomes a specialized hyper-amplifier for Lunar Crystallize teams. If Lunar Crystallize continues to dominate the meta, Linnea is a highly synergistic unit designed specifically to support and amplify that reaction. If you do not play Lunar Crystallize teams, her value drops considerably. She is not a universal Geo support. She is a specialized reaction amplifier. That is the full and honest breakdown of her kit. If you want updated calculations, optimized team compositions, and real performance testing once final numbers are confirmed, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let me know how many polls you have saved and whether you are going for Constellation 0 value or aiming for higher constellations. I will see you in the next video.